Hey guys, it's Ep6 here, and welcome back to episode 6 of my Tottenham career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be playing 2 more matches, the first of which is against West Brom in the league, and then we've got a game in the Champions League against CSKA Moscow just a few days later. So a few fixtures coming up now over the next few episodes. I am only going to 2 games per episode now, because if you don't already know, and I have said in previous episodes, but I am currently on holiday, so these have all been pre-recorded for whilst I'm away. And to help me get these videos out, I've obviously had to shorten the episodes a little bit. Apologies about that, but it will just be for a couple of weeks whilst I'm away. And before we get into today's episode, if we could try and hit 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Not too far off 11,000 subscribers now, so thank you all so much for that. This is what I'm going to go with for the opening game of today's episode against West Brom. It's going to be heavily changed because we've got that game in the Champions League, which we now really need to start winning those sort of matches. Only 1 point so far in that competition. Lloris starts in goal here though. Counter Vickers at centre-back alongside Vertonghen and Wimmer. Winks and Wanyama in midfield, and Sissoko just in front of them. In front of that, I've got Onuma, Kieran Trippier playing as a right mid, and Kudu as a left mid, and then Andre Gray starting up front in this game. So obviously a lot of players being rested for the next game that we've got coming up. And as you can see, the bench here is pretty strong, so obviously many different options in case things aren't going so well in this match. Hopefully they do go well though. Hopefully we can get ourselves 3 points. I think West Brom will still be a tough match. I'm expecting a tough game here. If we win, we go 1 point from Stoke City, who are actually in first place somehow. So if we were to win, we'd go on to 17 points, which actually would be a really, really good position to be in this early on. Okay, here we go. We're at the Hawthorns for this match, and yeah, we are going to see whether we can get ourselves another 3 points. Obviously, we've had a decent start to the season. Not actually as well as I thought we'd start, but still we're in second place, so it must have been good enough compared to everyone else. And yeah, we have managed to pick up a decent amount of points. Hopefully we can continue that in this game. Still a strong enough team, I think, to beat West Brom here, but we've got to prove that now on the pitch. Sissoko into Gray, now into Harry Winks. He's going to spread it out to Nkudu. He's going to go onto his right foot and shoot. It's just wide. It was always going to be tricky on his weaker foot, but it's not a bad strike. But in the end, not quite good enough. Corner here for West Brom. Got to try and clear this one up the pitch. Not so many chances so far in this game. Oof, nearly a chance for had to be cleared off the line. Well, I think that was Harry Winks, was it, that managed to clear it off? Very, very close, just as I was saying that there wasn't that many chances. They could have gone 1-0 up there. Sissoko to Nkudu. He's now going to play it into Onuma. Good chance for Onuma to play it through to Sissoko here. Great opportunity. Sissoko saved. Not a good strike at all. Really weak shot. Should have done much better. Probably should have got the opening goal there as well. Poor strike from Sissoko. Chance for us here again through Onuma. This time just gets out strength. Gray looking for Onuma here. Really good chance for the youngster to run past Neo if he can. Still going. Onuma just gets out strength at the last second. He has looked really bright, to be fair, Onuma. He has looked really good going forward for us at the moment. But he just doesn't have enough strength right now. So I'm hoping that we can try and get that up somehow. But I'm not so sure whether it is too easy to do that, sadly. But yeah, really looking like a very talented player. Just got to try and improve him in a few aspects of his game. No, good chance. Oh my days. More difficult to find the stands from there, I think it was, than the back of the net, to be honest. Really good chance for Fletcher. Lays it over the bar. It's half-time, it's 0-0. Still haven't managed to find a breakthrough goal just yet. You can see West Brom having the better chances. It's not really that surprising. We've not had many good chances that I can remember, to be honest. It's a bit frustrating in the first half. It's been very much half chances. As soon as we try and break through their defence, they're just out-strengthened. So it's been very frustrating in that sense. Got to try and improve. We might look to bring on someone that's a bit stronger. Wanyama onto Nkudu. It's a fantastic pass. Now we have to try and pick someone out. We're going to risk it with a cross. Andre Gray's in there. It's always going to be tough to win that in the middle, but he's not done a bad job. It's gone out for a goal kick, though, sadly. We'll make some changes now. It's just getting very frustrated. Every time it goes up to the attack, we're not winning it. We're not strong enough up front. Okay, so we're going to go for it now for the final 30 minutes. All 3 changes. Janssen, Kane and Lamela all to come on. We'll take off Gray, Trippier and Onuma. And we've got to bring on some strength. Janssen and Kane starting now up front. And we'll wait and see how that goes. We're going with 2 strikers, obviously. It takes a little bit of security out of our game defensively. Hopefully it's going to be okay, though. Really frustrating game, this one. So frustrating. Every time the ball gets to our strikers, we keep losing it. We can't keep hold of it up front. That means we're not creating any chances at all. It's a really poor display at the moment against the West Brom team that are just so strong defensively. They're just making everything really tough for us. So it's difficult to find a way to get through them, but we're going to keep trying. There's still a bit of time left, but like I say, every time we get in this position, we lose it. Nkudu inside to Lamela. He's going to turn again. Can't turn into any space because they end up tackling you or winning back the ball somehow. Wanyama on to Harry Kane. He needs someone on the other side. Again, our winger's not high enough up the pitch. On to Wanyama to shoot, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper. I was wanting Harry Kane to take that shot, but I didn't think there was enough space. About 8 minutes left to go now. Sissoko to deliver into the middle. Wanyama looking for a flick on. Instead, knees the opposition player in the face. But we've still got it. Harry Kane into the back post. Janssen to head back across. And guess what? There's no one there. That's it. 0-0. Don't like 0-0s at all. I'd rather lose a game than draw 0-0. It's just really dull. A 0-0. So very frustrating. I can't say we should have won, obviously. We have the better quality on the pitch. But when you struggle to out-strength the defenders, it's tough. It makes things difficult to break down the team and to have shots. So, frustrating. We have to sort something out for games like that because it can happen throughout the season when you play quite physical teams. And clearly that formation and those players aren't going to be good enough for that sort of team. Some player drills this week, some slight progress on some of the players. Good to see Lamar making a little bit of progress on his stats. Gets a bit closer to 82. Okay, this is the I'm going to go with for the final game of today's episode. It's against CSKA Moscow, and this is the team I've gone with. Lloris starts in goal, Eric Dyer and Alderweireld, and Vertonghen plays our three centre-backs. City and Dembele in midfield with Dele Alli in front of them. Walker on the right-hand side, Rose on the left-hand side with Eriksen in behind Harry Kane. So this is the bench I've gone with. Again, plenty of good options for us. We're struggling a little bit for a centre-mid. We don't really have a spare centre-mid other than Harry Winks. Obviously, we've got Wanyama as well there, but I think we could do with maybe one more centre midfielder at some point, potentially. I'm not so sure how good quality it would have to be. I don't think there'd be someone that has to play every single game. We just need another squad player, I think, in that position, which we might have to sort out in January. But for now, we've got this game against CSKA Moscow. The team that we've got out is good enough, and let's wait and see how we get on. Okay, here we go for the final game of today's episode at White Hart Lane. It's in the Champions League. We're currently on 1 point from the first 2 games in the Champions League. We need to improve in that sense. And we've got to try and add some more points. We need 3 points here, otherwise we're going to make things really difficult for ourselves to be able to get through, in particular in first place as well. And that's exactly what we want to try and do, get in first place in the Champions League. It's going to take a few wins, but we can get the first of those wins in this game, potentially. Harry Kane looking to knock that one on there, which didn't let me do it. Dembele through to Harry Kane, really good option now to try and pull it back maybe to Dele Alli, but Harry Kane's going to go in alone, good save by the goalkeeper, had to be on his left foot, will go out for a corner in the opening 10 minutes, got a decent strike on goal. Eriksen's going to play this one to City. What's the back post going to look like? Oh, punched away. Okay, we're going to make an early change to the team tactically. We're only about 15 or 20 minutes in, but I can see the way this game's going already, and it's very similar to the previous matches. We're going to change the formation round. I've not been happy with the performances in the last few games, and I'm not happy with the lack of width. The players aren't far enough wide. You need wide players to stretch out the defence and allow little gaps to appear. So we're not getting that at the moment. We're going to change it to this formation. Danny Rose and Kyle Walker playing as wing-backs, but with Dele Alli and Eriksen out wide. It's not ideal having those players out wide. They are better centrally, but it's something we have to deal with because of the way that this team is set up. Chance for CSKA Moscow to put a corner in here. Has to be cleared, and it is very well. Got to try and get the ball up the pitch a little bit more. We're getting towards the back end of this first half. We've not created enough chances at all. Really frustrating last few games here, not performed to our usual level, which is very frustrating. Not really too sure what we're doing wrong, to be totally honest. I think we just had a bit of a dip in performance. It's not been reflected too much in points tally just yet, but it certainly will be if it continues. Just allowing teams to play this sort of football. Why? We've got to get closer to them and try and intercept. Should have been 1-0 there. Better team makes it 1-0 in that position. Half-time, 0-0. Not happy still, so we're going to make some more changes. Not impressed at all with this performance. Really disappointing performance against a fairly average team, let's be honest. Okay, so first 2 changes here at half-time. Son and Lamela to come on. We are going to change the formation as well to a 4-3-3 attack. That means as a result of that, we've got Eric Dyer and Eriksen coming off here. Going with some width. We need some width. Siri and Dembele are going to play as holder midfielders. Dele Alli in front of that. And we're going to see how this goes. Hopefully, we can start to score some goals. But yeah, we're going to 4 at the back this time, just because I'm a little bit worried about the way the team's playing. And I think sometimes you have to adapt the formation to the team that you're playing, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do with this formation. Lamar looks to switch it out to Son, brilliant pass. Son's going to come inside here, great chance to shoot, and saved by the goalkeeper. Already looked a bit more of a threat than we did in the whole of the first half. Son to put in a delivery, not a bad ball in. Can it be flicked on? It can. Oh, as far as Alderweireld. Oh, deflects into the back of the net. It's 1-0. Was not expecting that to happen. I thought it'd gone wide, to be honest, but we've got the first goal of the game 4 minutes into the second half. I don't think it's a coincidence that we made those changes at half-time and that we've scored. Okay, it's a deflection, but we'll take every goal we can get. It's 1-0. Yes, well played. Can it go as far as Harry Kane? Oh, he gets brought down. That's an easy... Oh my days, how is that not being given as a penalty? That is ridiculous. I don't know how you can actually get that wrong. Like, that's really good battling. It clearly gets to the ball. I mean, there's no... Look how close he is. Look, oh, that's blatant. and nothing's given. What a disgrace. What a load of rubbish. That could have been the second goal to kill off this game as well. Can't believe that that hasn't been given. How can you make such a mistake? It's probably the most blatant penalty you'll ever see, I think. Goes to the ball, beats his man to it, and gets brought down. Simple as that. Harry Kane onto Lamar. He's already been really good, Lamar, since coming on. Can he try and create something here? Onto Kyle Walker to hit one. Why on your left foot? Why Kyle Walker of all people? What a ball in. Oh my days. How has no one gotten the end of that? Really good chance for CSKA. It's the first opportunity where they've actually looked a bit of a threat here. Harry Kane looking for Dele Alli. Really good chance. It's got to be a goal. That is rubbish again. Should be 3-0. It's still 1-0 with 20 minutes left. Unbelievable. Poor finish. Dele Alli going to look for Harry Kane. Good play between those front three players. Harry Kane's got to beat his man here. He's still going across to Dele Alli. We had to do it. We needed the goal because we have been robbed of that penalty. So I'm going to get every single goal I could possibly get now. Harry Kane across the box. Dele Alli with a tap in. Those two combining. Really happy about that. It's the second goal that should kill the game off with about 15 minutes left. Great chance here. Lamar's through. Lamar! Oh, can't believe it. How did he miss that? It's your favoured foot as well. Okay, you might say that he's a little bit far out. I mean, he's not. It's as simple as that. He's not that far out. He should score it, to be totally honest. It's a really good chance. Got to take it. Should be 3-0. Should be 4 or 5, to be honest, but there we go. That's it. We've won the game 2-0. Obviously a good result in that we've got 3 points. Like I said before, it should have been 4 or 5, to be honest. Can't believe we got robbed of that penalty. Disgraceful decision, but we've got the 3 points. It's a 2-0 win and a second half performance which was much better. I think we might have a go with a 4-3-3 formation because the 3 at the back has been a bit iffy for us. We started off with it really well and we got some fantastic results, but it seems to have gone a bit downhill and it's a bit of a hit and miss formation against certain teams. So we are going to, I think, go to the 4-3-3 formation and try and adapt a few different players into that formation. Probably have to mean Ep6 plays on the left-hand side. Dele Alli will have to play a centre-attacking mid, and we'll find a pacey winger for the right-hand side. So after the fixtures in today's episode, you can see that we are currently second in the league on 15 points, so we're 3 points off Stoke City. Gutted we couldn't get ourselves one in that last match. Man United just 1 point behind, and as you can see, we have won 4 matches, drawn 3 and lost 1, so not actually that much of a decent record from the opening 8 games, but still enough to put us in second place. Stoke City, the only team in the league not to have lost a match yet, and Man City are in the relegation zone after just 8 games, so not a good start from them, but I'm sure they'll get themselves out of it. We'll now take a look at where we are in the Champions League table as well. Okay, so we've now gone up to second place. That's much better, and we are now 3 points behind Monaco, so we've got to try and catch them up as soon as possible, especially when we play against them. That'll be a brilliant opportunity for us to overtake them, hopefully. I don't want to finish second or win the group, it's as simple as that, but it was good to see that we're now into the qualifying positions now, just ahead of Bayer Leverkusen and CSKA Moscow. Got to make sure we get into the next round, otherwise our job might well be at risk. They want us to get into the semi-finals, so we've got to do at least get out the groups and see where we can go from there. But that's everything for today's episode. We'll get on to the game against Bournemouth in the next episode. Apologies about the length of these episodes. They are much shorter, as I said at the start, but it will just be for the next week or two, because I think this episode is going out, yes, it'll be about a week and a half when we get back into the normal regime. So yeah, hopefully you guys are okay with that. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just have not subscribed yet, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching and goodbye.